Okay, now we've got the clips out. Now we're going to push the caps out of the axle. So you can see here, back to the redneck solution, which I'm okay calling it that. Growing up in Central Florida, I think I'm qualified. Again, if you got a vise, it's going to be easier. We just got a couple pieces of wood supporting this part of the axle on either side. This part of the axle is free to be pushed down, so we're going to take the hammer, crack it right here. And by pushing this part down, the cap has got nowhere to go. So by pushing this down, it's going to effectively push the cap up, which will then be able to pull out. Do the same on all sides. Then we can start to install the new one. But let's see if we can get this on the video. Let's squeeze in. You can see from pushing on the or pulling the clips out, I've already raised the cap up a little bit. That lip right there. We'll beat on it a little here and see what happens. Okay, you can already see the caps coming up quite a bit more. My wood has moved around a little bit, so I'm going to need to readjust that. We're just about there. And there we go. We got a cap out. This one doesn't look too bad. The other side that I did last week was totally rusty, all four caps. I suspect that one of these pieces is, or probably this side is going to be not so good. But we'll flip it over and move on to the other side. Keep going. Okay. Alright, so we got that. And give this a go again. Got a little bit out of it. A little bit more. Splintering my wood, so I'm going to flip it around and get a new piece there. Again, if you got a vise, use it. And we're almost there. There we go. All right. Look at that. That cap has none of the, let's compare the two. You can see this one has the bearings in it. I don't think they're called bearings, but rollers. This one has no rollers in it. I guess they have long ago been disintegrated, and that must have been where that was where it was just feeling kind of crunchy. Okay, now that we got the second cap off, we can work this a little bit to pull those two pieces apart. And next, we'll go to working on this one. To do that, let's see if I'm thinking about this right. Yeah, we'll set the ears on the wood, and we'll just go about beating this again. That should push this cap up. Again, we can see the cap starting to come out, about a third of the way there. Whew, again, let's zoom in on that one. And just none of those bearings in there, totally gone. Very good thing we got this one taken care of this weekend. All right, I'll go for the other one. Last cap. Starting to make a little progress. You can see I'm overshooting and hitting this guard here. I don't want to tap that back out before we reinstall everything. Maybe it's neither here nor there, but I like to, I'll be doing it. All right, that side had a few of the pins go flying, but again, total garbage. Let's see. Total garbage. Had one side here that was decent, but the rest of it just junk. Okay, now before we install the new U-joint, just going to make sure inside here is still nice and smooth. I'm going to clean that up with a rag a little bit, and then I'm also going to take grease and slide it in here before we install the caps. Okay, so we got our new U-joint. The problem with the old one is it was non-greasable. That's my guess as to why it failed so soon. With this one, we've got a hole, threaded hole in the end where we're gonna, after we get the axle installed, we'll screw in a grease zerk and we'll be able to maintain it for the duration of its life. Okay, installing this new one, gonna pull the caps off. Slide it in here like so, and now with the cap you want to see if we can get light in there. Again, I'm not sure what to call these, but these little pen type bearings, you want to make sure they don't tip over inside. There's enough grease in these right now that doesn't look like they're going to. So when we install it, basically just the reverse process as before. We want to slide this down in a little bit. By putting the ear of the U-joint down into the cap, it will keep those pins from falling over. Push the cap up into our opening there, then we'll set it on the wood, and we're just going to tap it down into place. Check it every few taps. See, we're almost there. You don't want to over tap it. You want to push it just far enough in so that you can get your clip in. Not quite there. Okay, from this side you can start to see the groove that our clip goes in. Another couple hits and we might be good. Okay, now we run into the problem where the wood is starting to hit this, so we need to bring our socket back into play, line it up. Alright, we're getting decent, so I'm going to grab a clip and see if we can slide it on. Okay, so we've got just enough room for that clip to sit in there. So I'm going to put it on top. Take a hammer. Let's do it this way. Come up here. A little better angle from the top side. Let's get our clip We're just going to tap it into place there. And that one slid down in. So the clip is in place. Now, we're going to go ahead and repeat the other side. With this side, we're going to put the cap in again. The U-joint is going to keep the pins from falling over, but if it's too far down, the pins in this cap we've already put in may fall. So you want to make sure, as you're beating on it, which is kind of tricky, to keep this U-joint in the middle. Not at the top, not at the bottom, but right in the middle, so it keeps the pins of both caps, prevents them from falling over. We'll get to beating this, get it set, and get the pin in that one as well.